So today, what I'm talking about and what I'm answering is the question of what is a negotiated rate with UPS and FedEx. And the reason that's important is because the reality is that companies all over the United States are receiving essentially inconsistent pricing from FedEx and UPS. And that is because based on either the negotiation skills or the experience that each company has with UPS and FedEx, they're receiving different rates and different incentives than companies right down the street, possibly shipping the same amount of stuff as them, same kind of stuff as them. So what's really important is understanding how pricing is constructed with UPS and FedEx and how negotiated rates are created. So what you start with essentially is base pricing that UPS and FedEx provide for anyone off the street who can receive that pricing and ship a package from point A to point B. That pricing is consistent among all companies. And the way that UPS and FedEx provide additional incentives or savings to larger shippers and people who are committing a large amount of volume to them is by negotiating custom rates. And essentially what you're doing is taking the base rate that you receive from UPS and FedEx and receiving a custom discount off of that base rate. Most companies in this instance are receiving the same base rates, and the only thing that differs are the incentives they receive off of those base rates. What that also includes on a shipment, the cost of a shipment, is incentives and negotiated discounts on things like surcharges. And that can range from things like residential surcharges all the way down to, in some cases for very large shippers, fuel can be discounted. So the idea that you're paying the same as a company of the same size is a little bit of a fallacy, because it really comes down to the individual relationship that you have with the carrier and your ability to negotiate improved incentives. The next question that most of our clients and companies out there are asking is, how do you negotiate an improved discount that you know is competitive for a shipper of your size? And the key is using a company that can provide analytics support to help you understand and benchmark your rates amongst the marketplace to identify where a shipper of your size with the same type of product shipping to the same areas of the country, what do they pay and how does that compare to what you pay? Having that information and that insight allows you to go to the table with a more competitive advantage with UPS and FedEx, and you essentially know your worth to the carrier. The more information you have and the more insight you have into the marketplace, it allows you to make some competitive environments between FedEx and UPS and use that leverage to get the best negotiated rate for your shipments. Once you have that and your contract is optimized, you're able to ship feeling really, really comfortable that your costs are optimized and they're competitive against other industries that you are maybe interacting with or your direct competitors in your industry.